Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting our army slowly demobilized so that we can not have this massive drain on our bank accounts. We are also working on building some railways and then eventually some infrastructure, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Infrastructure. Why did I say infrastructure? That's what railways are for. Some bureaucracy. I guess we're not building a bureaucracy. Do we have a bureaucracy debuff, or am I just way, way over what I need for my... I need to increase the size of the government. The bureaucracy is expanding to meet the needs of the expanding bureaucracy. Where do we have a lot of infrastructure? Normandy. Normandy we got a lot of infrastructure, and same with Brittany. They all said I should leave Brittany alone, but I'm not gonna. What is all this? An Uluruan uprising in New South Wales. Well, gosh, I might just need to involve myself in this. New South Wales, you're a puppet of Great Britain. You do have a truce with me, so I can involve myself, though. Do I want to immediately go back to war with Great Britain? If I don't... No, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to go to war with Great Britain over this. This tiny thing. What about this? This is an uprising, native uprising by Barotse. Barotse against Great Britain. I don't need to be involved in that. And we got more immigration from Central America. Well, that's wonderful. It is April. Is that long enough? Sorry. Just checking where we started here. Yeah, that's long enough. Let's go ahead and demobilize the Second Corps. And that's going to help a lot with our finances, which are still pretty rough. I think I need to get this government admin up to the top. Iron mines can still get built. I've got those railways completed. Yes, yes, I sure have. We'll get a few of the iron mines up above, just to make sure those get built in good time. Split it up a little bit, get us some extra bureaucracy. I held off on increasing the size of the social safety net, and I'm glad I did. Actually, we're not currently working on anything with our government reforms. I think I have an opportunity here. We've got a Honduran proletarian revolt is what we've got. That's okay. I can send one army to deal with that. I don't suspect that's going to be much of an issue. We've currently got a social democrat heading up the government. And I think I'm actually tempted to go for workers' protections to continue to increase wages. There's political agitation. That's excellent. Because that'll bump up standard of living really, really high. And that might just clinch it. I know the industrialists will be big mad, but I feel like I've got to take advantage of this, of Nicolas Baudet being around here and heading things up. This isn't... We're doing a traditionalist alternative to communism right now by creating a massive social safety net. I think this is the right call. Let's do it, because I think this will be basically locked in once we do it. So we'll go there. How is... We got 45% chance of success, 54% chance of an advance, so that's very good. Don't need Peru Bolivia's help, as always, nor America's. America, you went to oligarchy, and that's fine, but let's not let's not get too liberal here. You've already diluted the president's power down to, like, 7 other guys. What's next? Everyone with a factory gets to have a say in policy? Ridiculous. Oh my gosh, the Dutch East Indies took a bunch of the Spanish Philippines. Oh, that's right. Yes, because that was what that war was about. That's wild. I might try to grab this last bit of the Philippines once I'm not in a war. How much infamy would it be? How much infamy would it be if I just went ahead and grabbed it? 14.7. I could do it. It's only 14.7 infamy. I could do it as soon as my war is done, I say, having been in a cycle of wars upon wars forever in the past, like, 10 years. A succession of tiny wars in various areas. But, you know. Alright, so now I've got some bureaucracy left to play with. I might dial back workplace safety just a little bit. I don't want a giant, sudden increase in wages to create a huge shock to my economy and mess up all my businesses. Because a 50%, it's going to be, if I leave it at level 5, that's going to be a 50% increase with workers' protections. And that's just an enormous amount. We do want to hike standard of living, but we don't want to hike it too hard. Let's go ahead and drop taxes back to middle. 2 arms. That's also going to increase standard of living, which is down a little bit since our war. By a modest amount. Perfect. We've established the film arts. The moving picture. The acquisition of film recording equipment and establishment of movie theaters throughout the Kingdom of France has led to a fledgling film industry taking root. When she was a young girl, she had once been allowed to borrow a phenakistoscope. When she was a young girl, she had once been allowed to borrow a phenakistoscope. Oh man. Oh, this is all going in the video. A phenakistoscope, and found herself transfixed by the spinning disc, by the dancing couple seemingly turning round and round on it. Years later, she had thought it a child's fancy, a simple illusion for a malleable mind. However, as she saw the projection of the train entering the station, she felt herself transported back to that moment. The magic was real. Film is the perfect tool to capture the harsh reality of our age, stronger trade unions and rural folk. Cinema shall be on the front tier of storytelling, stronger intelligentsia and petit bourgeois, or what political purpose can we find for such an evocative medium? Progress for mass propaganda. Does mass propaganda do anything that I want? Because I'm tempted. Mass propaganda, it's extra authority and extra potential agitators. I don't know that I actually want that. We've got plenty of time to grab the end of the tech tree here. I think we're going to do the second one. 20% to the intelligentsia isn't great, but 20% to the petite bourgeoisie is quite good. And the intelligentsia are still very, very weak. So 20% off of 3.3% isn't going to do much, I don't think. Rousing speech captivates the public. This afternoon, Nicolas Baudet, leader of the Catholic Church, delivered a fiery speech, advocating for the enactment of workers' protections. Making an appearance before the public in Paris' main square, Nicolas Baudet's powerful rhetoric left even his most embittered political opponents impressed. Excerpts of the speech are already being circulated across the Kingdom of France, fanning the fires of an already roaring debate. This should ease the path to reform greatly, 15% enactment chance, or performances like these reflect well on Baudet and his cause. 10% enactment chance, 25% popularity, 5% stronger Catholic Church. We're going with the second one. Austria sides with Spain. What are you siding with Spain about? Ah, the Philippine proletarian revolt. Yes, everything is going fine now that the Philippines are all over the place. That's really fun. It's October. Let's demobilize the Third Corps. And I think we can demobilize the Armée d'Afrique at this point. Nobody better get up to any nonsense right now immediately. Communist revolt in Costa Rica, capitalist revolt in Norway, and proletarian revolt in Nassau. Excellent. We're in consideration for workers' protections. That's wonderful. In the meanwhile, these lead mines are getting built. And then we're going to build just an absolute metric ton of railways. Just so many railways. An overwhelming abundance of railways. Philippine proletarian revolt backs down. Wonderful. Alright. Costa Rica, neither of you wants to be a... I feel like every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Alright, hold on. We're going to do some finagling here. We're going to let this go for a week to get the Honduran religious revolt sorted out. We're going to do one or two things that will increase our infamy. Probably we'll reduce Siam's autonomy and maybe some others. And then we're going to get ourselves another puppet. So, Siam. What if, and hear me out, they'll accept 19 infamy, but it'll be worth it. Doing it. Ottoman Empire as Dominion. Beautiful. Alright, so now we're infamous, but it's going to be just wonderful. Alright, now, Costa Rica. Nah, they don't want to anymore. That's completely okay. I don't for a minute prioritize Costa Rica over the Ottoman Empire. If I'd been able to wait a little longer, I would have, but I can't. British Congo wants to trade British Congolese Kenya. Katanga. British Congolese Katanga. Here. For French Gabon. Here. That's actually a reasonable proposal. Yes, I accept. Let's clean out these borders. Cool. Losing a lot more than I gained from that. Losing a lot less than I gained from that, so I'm pretty happy overall with it. Photographs of the Kingdom of France. It has been suggested that we take and distribute some pictures of our country's most famous landmarks. So many wonderful places all across our country, it just seems right that the world should get to see them too. We should distribute them internationally, 5% prestige, or we should distribute them domestically, 20 legitimacy. 20 legitimacy for 5 years would be really, really strong. I'm actually doing really solid on legitimacy and loyalists for the moment. I can always kick the petit bourgeois out of my my government if I need a lot of legitimacy. On the other hand, though, well, Great Britain is climbing back up here. Do they still have a bankruptcy debuff? They do. Let's distribute them internationally. This might be a huge unforced error, but it is what it is. Continent of Opportunity event. Colonists having moved to Mauritania, hoping to build a new life in the Kingdom of France's new African territories, are struggling to survive in the unfamiliar environment. If it was only the temperature and the weather, we would manage. If it was not also the flora, the fauna, and the soil, which were so alien to our customs. We knew we would be on the frontier of a new chapter in French history, but if chapter is to be anything more than a footnote, the assistance we've received thus far is woefully lacking. Flemish migration, wonderful. We'll supply them with what we need. There's a success with workers' protections. We'll supply them with what we need. Pile of cash cost. The colonial administration should assist them, minus 10 bureaucracy, or the African colonies are for survivors, not charity cases. Reduces colony growth speed. I'm going with the middle one, as I always do. 10 bureaucracy is nothing. I'm chock full of bureaucracy. I have so much. A lot of people are coming over to my empire. I wonder if my average SOL is just a little rough because I have transportation shortages in Panama, Ivory Coast, and French Sinai. Do I actually have a transportation shortage in Panama, or is it just that nobody's working on the employed by the railway? No, it is. All right, Panama. Do we have population? Yes, we do. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to kick these railways up to the top. Construction sector being produced in Katanga. Absolutely. Sure thing, boss. And then electricity shortage in French Sinai. Let's go ahead and... Well, I can't really do anything about that, can I? It just needs to hire more people. I don't know what to tell you, fam. And then transportation shortage in Ivory Coast, which is here. It was close. I almost got it in one. Is the railway fully staffed? Yes, it is. Very good. We'll build a couple more levels of it then. Pop those up to the top. And the lead mines are getting built. Wonderful. We have another liberal revolt in Naid, and one in Jabal Shamar as well. Oh, that's nice. That's a good-looking Europe right there. Nice. Good-looking Mediterranean zone. If I could get Greece as a puppet state, I would be really, really pleased. I'm not currently doing anything, so I could reduce autonomy of some others. Do I still have puppets I want to reduce the autonomy of? Let's see. I got IT. I want to keep them as a protectorate. Hawaii, they seem to be having enough trouble with everything. Maybe I should annex Hawaii. No, I think Kauai is doing fine. Oman. Oman's... Oh, right. Siam. Right. I've been waiting on you, Siam. 5.8 infamy. This will put me up above 25, but, you know, that's not a tragedy. Siam accepts. And if I let the weak turn over, now they are... Oh, they're not. They're not. Hey, there we go. Now they're blue. Feed the blue blob. That's a very silly Paradox Interactive inside joke there. Sweden's really got Northern Europe locked down, and I'm pretty pleased with it overall. What are you doing with your politics, Sweden? And there's workers' protections. Wonderful. Technocratic monarchy. A little bit newfangled, but shouldn't be a problem. And that's given us not as many loyalists as I was hoping, but we should see standard of living hiking up really fast now, because this is giving us 60% extra minimum wage. It's 15% per level. That's wonderful. All right, so let's take a look at our buildings. Yeah, we're basically still profitable. I'm feeling pretty good overall. Feeling pretty good overall. Our companies are producing, and cash inflow is really solid. So let's go ahead and bump taxes down a little more. Actually, no, we'll keep them at medium for the time being, because we can fill up a little more of our reserve. Our reserve max out point is 83 million. Investment pool's pretty alright. So I'm feeling good overall. We got a lot of pops below. Wow, Champagne. How are so many pops below the minimum standard of living in Champagne? I must know. Britain, what do you want? You want to trade Gambia for Guinea. That's Ghana. This is Gambia. This is Guinea. You want all this for all of this. No. I do see British Guinea having a problem, though, so tell you what. That's Togo. This is Ghana. Interesting. British Guinea is one of those weird things that I don't much care for, but, you know. Split states are what they are. We're doing a big imperialism, so no one should be surprised that we're splitting up some states, creating some totally unnatural borders that the world will have to recover from in due time. Again, I'm pretty high in infamy now. I'm above 25, so I'm infamous. It helps that I have the biggest, strongest army in the world at this point, so I'm not really feeling pressured. But if I let myself go too long above 25, I'm going to start having European powers trying to team up just to grab stuff from me, and I don't much care for that. I've already got problems in Europe. Spain is conciliatory, but relations are not good. Austria is cordial, but not pleased, and Italy is conciliatory. Interesting. I am rivaling them. What countries consider me a rival? Only Spain. Spain is conciliatory, but they're my rival. And there's a liberal revolt in Honduras. We'll throw the 7th French Army in to deal with it. I should think about stationing... Actually, this is a good thing to do now. We're going to take the 6th French Army. And we're going to set its home HQ to Senegal. We're going to take the 6th French Army, and we're going to set its home HQ to Indonesia. And that way, these armies can... Ooh, excellent. There's mobile armor. Perfect. That's right. I've got aircraft technology. So I'm going to rename the 6th French Army the Army of Indonesia. And I'm going to rename the 5th French Army the Army of West Africa. And then I'm going to rename the 7th French Army the Army of Latin America. We're not currently researching anything, so let's research... Yeah, let's go ahead and do our, knock out the rest of our military ones, and then we'll circle back for flamethrowers and chemical warfare. So, I just remembered that I have the capability to produce aircraft and tanks. So, do our armies, is the mobilization option for aircraft mutually exclusive with the one for cars? So we're going to have to switch over. That's actually going to significantly reduce the price of cars in our market, which is going to be just great. This is going to add 1 airplanes per battalion. So we've got 250, 350, 420, 450-ish. So each of our War Machine Industries is going to produce 50 airplanes. It's going to produce 40 airplanes, because they're going to be producing a bunch of tanks. So, let's go ahead and build... We only really need, like, 8 levels to begin with. So, let's just go ahead and put half in Normandy and half in Brittany. There's a revolution happening in Congo. Congolese peasant revolts. Congo will not offer to become a subject of mine, which is sad. But they might still if I wait until I get below 25 infamy. Alright, Kutai peasant revolt. I'm just going to wait. No, I'm not. I'm going to mobilize the army of Indonesia to deal with it. I'm going to wait 1 more week for relations to reset, and then I'm going to ask Congo again. Would you be willing to be my subject? And the answer is no. Oh no, that's the peasant revolt. Oh, it's still the opening moves. I don't know why I'm doing stuff, trying to do stuff during the opening moves. It never works. I should know this by now. I just think of myself as the overlord of all locations on Earth at this point. Don't want to be a subject? Alright, that's... Declare neutrality on that. And actually, well, I really do need these railways. So maybe we'll put the aircraft industries above the steel mills for now. Perfect. There's oil in Ohio. Too bad I'm never going to go there. Everyone's declaring neutrality so hard. What is this, Switzerland? Religious revolts in Hawaii. We will get the army of West Africa to deal with it. Alright, perfect. Oh, that's right, because this is the center of the Oceania HQ. That's why this icon is appearing here. That's very funny. And there's a bourgeois revolt in Oldenburg. And another revolt in Los Altos. Los Altos is really having a tough time. The Metropolitan Railway. The grand opening of the Paris Metropolitan Railway was received with much celebration. In a speech, the king congratulated the engineers who made this possible. It is not only the railway that is electrified, but the whole city of Paris. The streets are abuzz with citizens marveling at the wonders of technology, speculating about what new innovation will come to transform our lives for the better. The engineers deserve a reward. Extra railway throughput permanently by 25%, 50% more loyal engineers in just Ile-de-France, or our railway with the envy of the world, 25 prestige. Let's get some more loyal engineers. I like those guys. Those guys seem good. Plus, I like railway throughput. Means you don't have to build as many railways. All right. Where are we with our construction queue? I'm still working on all those railways that I queued up, but hopefully that will get sorted in pretty good time at this point. There's a situation going on in Denmark that I need to concern myself with now. I hope it doesn't end up being an issue. Let's see, Danish religious revolt. You know I'm going to try. Great Britain's not going to make this mistake again. Oh man, you can't blame me for trying. You can't blame me for trying. Spain is also having a revolt in the Philippines. Another one, I think. A communist revolt, if I identify correctly, yes. A council republic with landed voting and tenant farmers. That's true. That's true smooth brain centrism right there. So Los Altos, once again, not interested in becoming a subject. So we will call ourselves neutral in this. And then we have an international telephone exchange event. It doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen in Denmark. I'm gonna let that go. Philippines, same thing. Oldenburg, unless someone wants to be a subject, which I don't see them as doing. So, let that go. Alright, international telephone exchange. It has been suggested that by establishing a cross-border telephone exchange with British Congo, we could improve relations more easily. It certainly cuts down on misunderstandings when we can just pick up the telephone and work out what's going on across the border. Sounds like a great idea. It improves relations by 20. Or I don't think so. Sounds like a great idea. British Congo. What if... Our relations are pretty good, actually, which is interesting. Might be opportunities there. Charles Dufour has appeared in the Kingdom of France. He'll start a movement to enact Council Republic. Hold on. I thought I was going to have the episode done, but maybe I won't. Time for you to go. Hold on. What if instead I used you to stir national agitation somewhere else? Nowhere. No one's got French people. All right. Bye. I never noticed this button before. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Bye. No communism in the Kingdom of France. We are doing big traditionalist monarchy hours. So, that is all we've got time for in this episode. We accomplished a major, major goal of getting both the Ottoman Empire and Siam down to dominion level, which is very good. I'm very pleased by that overall. Our finances are doing excellently, and pretty soon we'll be at our reserve limit, and I'll be able to reduce taxes down to low without having any kind of problems whatsoever. Alfonso de Bourbon is also now finally an adult. He is a traditionalist commander and a hedonist, and he is shaping up to be a proper lad. So I'm pleased about that. I'm also pleased about the fact that it's giving me a little bit more authority. And that is everything for today. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun as well. And I will see you on the other side.